It was supposed to be a quiet night at a rest stop, just another man stretching his legs after a long drive. But within minutes, flashing lights and harsh commands shattered the silence. A black man found himself face down on the concrete, handcuffed by officers who claimed he looked suspicious. They didn't ask questions. They didn't listen. All they saw was his skin. What they didn't know was that the man they humiliated wasn't just anyone. He was the judge assigned to their most significant case. Watch until the end. Wait a second, tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Judge Marcus Daniels was a respected figure in his community. Known for his sharp mind and unwavering sense of justice, he carried himself with dignity. Yet, outside the courtroom, he was just another black man navigating a world that too often saw him as a threat. On this night, he was driving home after visiting family, fatigue pressing on his shoulders. He pulled into a rest stop, planning to grab coffee before continuing his trip. The parking lot was quiet, a few cars scattered under dim lights. He stretched, adjusted his jacket, and scrolled through his phone, unaware of the approaching storm. From a distance, 2 police officers spotted him. To them, his presence alone raised suspicion. They didn't see the judge who had sworn to uphold the law. They only saw a black man standing alone in the dark. And in their eyes, that was enough. The officers pulled in with sirens cutting through the still night, tires crunching against gravel. Before Marcus could process what was happening, blinding beams from their flashlights struck his face. Commands barked out, "Hands where we can see them." He froze, startled, but complied immediately. His heart pounded as cold fear surged through him. He knew this drill all too well. Without asking for identification, they ordered him to the ground. The concrete scraped his skin as they handcuffed him tightly, their grip harsh, their suspicion unwavering. He tried to speak, wanted to tell them who he was, but their accusations drowned his voice. Loitering. Suspicious behavior. Possible theft. Words thrown carelessly, designed to justify what they were doing. As cars passed by, some slowed down to take a look. Strangers saw a black man pinned, another scene that felt far too familiar in America. Inside, Marcus wrestled with humiliation. He had sentenced criminals, delivered justice to victims, and upheld the Constitution. Yet here, stripped of his title and robe, he was reduced to a stereotype. Another black man treated like a criminal without evidence. Minutes stretched like hours. He thought of the countless cases he had presided over, the victims who told similar stories. And now he wasn't just listening, he was living it. The irony burned deeper than the cuffs around his wrists. And the officers? They were too blind to see the truth that would soon unravel their entire careers. As they dragged him toward the squad car, Marcus demanded one last time that they check his wallet. Annoyed, one officer snatched it, flipping it open under the streetlight. The silence that followed was deafening. His badge gleamed, the official seal unmistakable. Judge Marcus Daniels. Their faces drained of color as realization struck. The man they had humiliated, cuffed, and accused without evidence was the very judge overseeing their misconduct case scheduled for court next month. The weight of their mistake sank in. Their arrogance had collapsed into panic. They rushed to unshackle him, fumbling over apologies, but the damage was done. What they thought was just another routine stop had turned into the most damning evidence against them. That night, power shifted, not in the courtroom, but on the pavement. Marcus stood in the cool night air, wrists aching where the cuffs had dug in. The officers stumbled over apologies, offering excuses about protocol and miscommunication. But nothing could erase the image of him pressed against the concrete, treated like less than human by men sworn to uphold the very law he represented. Days later, the courtroom buzzed with tension. Word of the incident had spread, sparking outrage across the community. When the 2 officers entered, their eyes avoided his. For the first time, they were the ones standing in fear, exposed to the public's gaze. Marcus didn't need to raise his voice. The truth was louder than any judgment he could deliver. Their own actions had spoken for them, racism, prejudice, and unchecked power laid bare. The irony was undeniable. The very man they had degraded now held the authority to decide their fate. As the gavel struck, Marcus carried more than the weight of justice. He had the sting of what it meant to live in a skin constantly judged before a word was even spoken. His story became a reminder: titles don't shield you, respectability doesn't protect you, and justice isn't always impartial. The question lingers: how many more lives will be broken before the system itself is judged? Where are you watching from? What country? What city? Take care.